Special forces from the United States have rescued an American citizen by name Philip Wanton, held hostage by men suspected to be bandits. The American was said to have been abducted on the 26th of October 2020 in neighboring Niger. According to ABC News, the government of the United States, Niger, and Nigeria worked in synergy to secure his rescue. The team reportedly killed all the captors except one. Sources to ABC News said in quotes, "They were all dead before they knew what happened." The now rescued American citizen was abducted from his house after attackers demanded money from him. The criminals, disappointed by the $40 note he tendered, took hold of him. This raised concern that he could fall into the hands of the dreaded terror group if not freed from his captors. The Pentagon, in a statement issued by its spokesman, said in quotes, "The American citizen is safe and is now in the care of the U.S. Department of State. No U.S. military personnel were injured during the operation. We appreciate the support of our international partners in conducting this operation." End of quotes. Meanwhile, this development has generated mixed reaction from various quarters, with reference to the decade-long war between the Nigerian military and the Boko Haram sect, who still have their stronghold in part of the northeast, with many kidnapped. A case in point is the Chibok school girls. According to spokesman of Coalition of United Political Parties, Ikenga Imokuchinyeri, the decision of the American government with their elite soldiers to enter a part of Nigeria in the night to rescue an American citizen and kill the kidnappers, assuming the president is not aware, is mockery of our sovereignty and evidence that the world knows that our government is weak, cannot protect human life effectively, but it also shows how responsive a government can be when the life of one citizen is at stake. Unlike Nigeria, where government deliberately kills the citizens and cannot protect the country. Can things still get better or worse here? The chairman, African Action Congress, Leonard Nzenwa, were reacting to the U.S. rescue operations in a statement, called on President Muhammadu Buhari to rejig the nation's security architecture, just as he urged the federal government to seek foreign assistance in the war against terrorism. He said in quotes, "For one American citizen abducted in Niger Republic, the U.S. military swung into action, located the kidnappers' camp in Nigeria, and rescued him in less than 2 minutes in extraordinary military adventure. It is a classical example of a responsible and responsive government." On the contrary, in April 2014, 276 schoolgirls were abducted at Chibok. About 112 of them are still being held by Boko Haram after government negotiated the release of some of them. The same is still applicable to Dapchi schoolgirls in Yobe State who were abducted on the 19th of February 2018 by Boko Haram, who later released them after a negotiation with government, except courageous Leah Sharibu, who refused to convert to Islam and is still being held by her captors. Across the country, thousands of Nigerians have been held hostage in their fatherland in the worst security challenge since independence in 1960. AAC calls on the federal government to seek military assistance of foreign nations in the war against terrorism, insurgency, militancy, banditry, and kidnapping in the country, bearing in mind that the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government in accordance with Section 14, subsection 2b of the 1999 Constitution as amended. This will save the nation of increasing international embarrassment it receives over failure to safeguard lives and property in Nigeria and the violation of the nation's territorial integrity by foreign countries. End of quote. Counter-terrorism expert Dr. Amechi Umokulu posits that for Nigeria to have a headway in the fight against insurgency, those at the helm of affairs must get serious and make better policies that will favor the Nigerian nation, so that those displaced in the northeast region can live a normal life.
The international norm now is that you can go into any territory to seek for terrorists in wherever they are hiding, and these people felt that their citizen is much more important than anything Nigeria may have had or will have in that environment. The most important thing is to get rescue their citizens, which they have done, and they've done beautifully. And it also should challenge us. Shouldn't we put a team, the kind of technology that they use, so that we can, there's nothing impossible, and you can be inside hole and they will locate you. They will locate you. Why are we finding, why has it become a talking point now? As per the government fiddling with issues about rescue, that is the natural nature of our nation. We have not done any better.
In April 2020, the Chadian president Idris Deby led troops to flush out Boko Haram insurgents in his country and carried out the war into Nigerian territory, where he crushed the insurgents, freed Nigerians in the areas they occupied, and soldiers held captive. However, time and time again, the assurance from the Nigerian military hierarchy is that Boko Haram had been defeated and decimated, but life has still not returned to normal for the people in that region. The 2019 Global Terrorism Rating by the Institute for Economics and Peace places Nigeria third country with the highest level of terrorism in the world after Iran and Afghanistan. Now it appears life has no value in Nigeria, when citizens and bodies say that the government and the people are no longer alarmed by massive killings of fellow compatriots by insurgents, bandits, armed robbers, ritualists, and security agents. Bearing in mind the recent NSAS youth protests, a cross-section of Nigerians say it is obvious that Nigerian lives do not matter to the authorities, who are insensitive to their plights.